Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Oston back again with another simple tutorial. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a scroll back to top button. This is the live example that I have right now. Let's say when the user lands on your website or any website, not every website, but now I see most websites use this functionality. So when the user scrolls and the moment the user reaches at the bottom, they present him or her with a scroll to top button. So the user won't manually scroll back, but there will be a button to click on and will be taken back to the top. So right now we are not going to add that smooth transition for scrolling up. I just wanted it to be a very simple tutorial and beginner friendly. So the moment you get this knowledge, then we shall move from that step and add more fun stuff. So right now this is what I'm going to be showing you, a very simple scroll to top button. So we shall write JavaScript that will sense that we have reached at the bottom of the page, and we display that button so that the user can click on and they'll be taken back to the top. So that's what we're going to be creating in this simple tutorial. If you're interested, stick around. So you can click any folder any way you want. So you can just do that and do this. Then for me, I'm just going to use this command line right now. So make directory, and I'm going to call it scroll back, and I will create a simple folder here. And I'm going to enter that folder using cd and open this folder in your favorite text editor. But in this tutorial, I'm going to be using VS Code, so Visual Studio Code. So just write code root. So open in this current folder. So make sure you open that folder that you have created in your favorite text editor. Then create 3 files. We are going to create, what's this file? So we are going to create 3 files. So the first one I'm going to create is called index.html. Index.html. That's the first file that I'm going to create, but if you are not using a command line, you just click here, say style.css, then script.js. So these are the 3 files that we want right now. Let me clear out this. So these are the 3 files that we want right now. Let's first create a simple markup here for the HTML part. Then it's going to be very simple. What we need only, there are 2 divs. So the first one is going to be having the class of content, a div with a class of content, and we are going to leave it empty. I'm going to be injecting some fake data using JavaScript as we go on. Then the last one is going to be having a class of btn, and this is going to be the button that we shall be clicking on to go back to the top. So these are the 2 important sections. Then let us not forget to link our JavaScript file on the page. So this one takes in the source attribute, and we shall say we are using script.js. So that's the file. Let us just change the title here and link our CSS. So link style.css. So these are the files that I'm linking. I've linked the script.js and style.css. Let us now open this in the browser. So if you are not using this text editor, again click on the index.html file that you created, and it will open in the default web browser that you have. So the moment I click open with live server, mine will be opening in Chrome. So this is it. Let me put this side by side. So I'm going to start with JavaScript to generate some fake content. So let us go in the script.js file, and always have to listen for the document load. So document.add event listener, and the type of event that we want to listen to is DOM content loaded. DOM content loaded, and when everything is loaded, then we shall pass in this callback function. So always let it be a good practice for you to start with this line of code in every JavaScript file that you'll be doing. So here, what this event does, it listens for everything on the DOM, in the DOM, to completely load for it to run the code that will be inside here. That's great. Then then let us get access to these two divs that we created here. So the first one has a class of content, the last one has forgive me for the noise in the background. So let us get access to these elements. So the first one will be content div. This is a variable, it's user defined. You can call it anything you want. So I'll say query selector, and the want to select the element with the class of content. Then let us create another variable, and it will be backbtn, and we shall assign it to document.querySelector, and we shall select that element with the class of btn. So those are the two elements that we are getting access to. So these two elements that you're seeing here. Then for the first one, as I said, I want to put some fake data. I'm going to be outputting numbers in the DOM. I'll just create a for loop here. So let I equals to 0. We are assigning it to 0. Then we say I be less or equal to 50 for now. We say I plus plus. Inside here we shall get that content div dot inner HTML, and we append to it some data. So we shall create some fake paragraphs here. So I'm using backticks. I'm going to use temporary literals here. So backticks are above your tab key and below the escape key and in front of the number 1 key. So that's where the backticks are found. I'll just put the dollar symbol and I. Let me write number. So when we save, there will be outputting this data inside this div, the class of content. So remember, we created a variable here and we assigned it to that div. Right now we are inserting or injecting in inner HTML. We are outputting this for us to be able to make this body scrollable, so the user can easily scroll. So having this, we shall be able to tell when we are at the bottom of the page, since we have some content that we can scroll through. So let us first go now and write some little bit of CSS. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time this side in CSS. I'm just going to write the basic one. So the body is going to be having margin 0, padding 0. Then I'm going to get every paragraph on the page and give it 10 pixels of padding. Then also remove their margin because I want them to be squashed together when we add some background. And we are going to say text align. They will be in the center. That's where I want them, like that. Then let us increase on their font size, and I'm going to give it 2 rem. That's how they will be looking like. So I'm going to get the odd and even paragraphs. I'll say P and use the init type of type. So init of type, and first we want the one in the odd position, and we are going to give them some background color of light gray, EEE, and that's how they will be looking like. Then let us get the ones. Let me just copy this, and we get the ones in the even position, and we are going to give them some dark gray. So that's how they will be looking like, and let us set their color to white. So that's the simple design. So let us now style our btn. So the button that the user will be clicking on, remember we created a div here with a class of btn. Let us first close that file. So the class of btn is going to be at the bottom for now, but let us give it some background color of red. It's going to be #ff. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, and let us give it some width. For it to have shape, it has to be having width and height. It will be 50 pixels both. Right now this is the div. Let us make it circle by giving it some border radius of 50% to make it a complete circle. This is how it looks like. Now let us give our body some position of relative, because we are going to give the button position of absolute for us to place it anywhere we want on the page. So position, and this one is going to be absolute, and we are going to say it's going to be having the right of, oh sorry, the position must be fixed. Sorry for that. Position is going to be fixed, and we are going to give it right of 0, then bottom of 0 also, and it will be placed here. You can see position fixed. You have put it on the right hand side 0 and bottom 0. Very great. Then let us first reduce on the opacity. It will be 0.7. So we want it to be transparent so that the user will be seeing the text behind. And let us hide it for now, because we don't want the user to see it when they land on the page. So display none. So this is the right time to start on our, oh sorry, let us also give it some default cursor. So when the user enters it, it brings that pointer cursor, so to make it clickable. So right now let us hide it. It's time to work on the JavaScript part. Very simple. It's going to be very simple. So in the JavaScript part, we are going to be using the window object for all this to happen. Let me show you the first property or function that we want to get access to. So press Ctrl+Shift+I on your keyboard. Sorry, just change my keyboard. So Ctrl+Shift+I, and I'm going to write in the console window, and this window object has a lot of properties, and the property that we want to listen to first is called the onScroll. Where is it? OnScroll. So this is the property that we want to listen to. So when the user is scrolling throughout the window, so we shall come here and we say window. So this is the window object, and we say onScroll. We run this function, and I'm going to use arrow functions. So when the user is scrolling through the window, we are first going to check for the inner height, the scroll Y, and the offset height. And let me first explain to you what all that right now, as you hear it, has no sense, what it means. So what this means right now, the current window that you're seeing here, this is what they call the inner height. So from here to here, that's the inner height. And if we go back to the console right now, press Ctrl Shift I on your keyboard, and we say window dot inner height. So right now, as we talk, this is the inner height for this window. From here to here is the inner height. It doesn't count the whole document, so it gets what is in view and takes that as the inner height. Then let's also get display what they call the window dot scroll Y. So right now it is 0 because it is at the top, but the moment we scroll down and we bring back the same property, they will tell us that we are down 400 pixels. When you scroll again down, they will show you that we are 800 down. So in our JavaScript, we are first going to test. So create an if statement here, and we check for if window dot inner height plus window dot scroll Y. So when the size of the window, so right now, if the inner height of the window plus the scroll Y is greater or equal to document dot body dot offset height. And I'm also going to explain the offset height. So what the offset height means is the entire size of the document. So from the top to the bottom, that will be the offset height. Let us press Ctrl Shift I right now to bring out that console. And when we say body dot offset, document dot body dot offset height, and this is the entire height of this document. So from top to bottom, that was the height that you saw. So right now in our statement, if statement, we are saying if window dot inner height plus scroll Y is greater or equal to the entire size of the document, then we shall be now at the bottom. So the moment we scroll down and reach this side, that means this is true. This will be true. So if window dot inner height plus window dot scroll Y is greater or equal to this, then we are going to display our button that was hidden here by default in CSS. And to do that, remember we created a variable here to access that div, and we shall say back btn dot style, then dot display dot style dot display, and we shall set it back to block. So you forgive me for the noise in the background. So right now we are going to hear what you're saying. If the window height plus scroll Y is greater than this, then we're going to display the button. Else, if you're not in those areas, then we are just going to hide it again. So here we shall set display to none. So let us test this. So when the user scrolls down and they reach the bottom, they display the button. When they go up, it is removed from the page. Great stuff. So as you can see, now it's working. so it will sense that we are at the bottom of the page and they display the button. Now let us add some functionality. When the user clicks on the button, it takes them to the top. So we shall get our back btn and we add some event listener called click. So we shall say back btn.add event listener, and I'll use this arrow function as the callback function. So when the user clicks on the button, then we shall get the window dot scroll. So window scroll to, and we shall go back to the top. Remember, when you write 00, this will mean that you are the top of the page. Let me first show you here what I mean. So console.log, and I say, let me just say from top, and we pass in this scroll y. Press Ctrl+Shift+I to check the console. So this is what from the top, but the moment I go back, check, you're going to reach 0. So that means when we pass into this scroll to the first, it takes into parameters. So when we say 00, that will be at the very top of the page. So when the user clicks on that button, then we shall say window dot scroll to, then 00, that means at the top. Stuff like that. You see, when you scroll and reach here, this is the bottom. When we go back, it will be 0 at the top. So let us save our JavaScript, scroll down. When we click this, it has to take us back to the top. Stuff. So I guess you see how it's very simple to come up with this. Just test, make conditions, test for the condition, and do the necessary. So guys, I hope this tutorial was useful to you. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll always see you in the next tutorial. So in the next tutorial, we may be adding some simple like transitions. So as you can see, the user, the moment they click, they just jump to the top. So we may add some cool transitions. When the user clicks it, it takes them back smoothly to the top. Guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will always see you in the next tutorials. Peace.